Glow up gang, welcome back to Glow Up and Grow Up. I'm Stacey and today we're going to get deep real quick.
And I'm Kaitlyn. We are talking about something that so many women experience and rarely say it out loud: changing in your body, but still feeling a little bit broken inside. So, whether it's weight loss, GLP-1s, enhancements, just aging, feeling weird in your own body, and just learning to love your new body, physical glow ups don't always heal the wounds that we're actually carrying inside.
So yeah, today we're unpacking why loving our body and wanting to change it can coexist. And how rebuilding self-worth from the inside out and is the real glow up. So get comfy because it's about to get beautiful, honest, and some deep conversations and stories about our bodies. Oh boy, where do we go here?
Oh,
All
yeah.
right.
All right. The real truth. The real truth. This is a big one. This is
This
a
is a
big
big
one.
one. So I don't even know where to start with this one, Caitlin. Where you want to start? I hope I don't cry in this one.
I mean, for me, I feel like I have just been up and down so much in my life. I am currently at a point where I weigh the most I've ever weighed. Um, and I just feel super uncomfortable in my body. But at the same time, I am trying to get pregnant. Yes, trying, but also not trying to not get pregnant. By October, we are done trying. And that means that I am on a lot of supplements. I'm not allowed to do certain things like the keto diet, and GLP-1s are like my favorite things to do. And I'm not allowed to do either of those right now. So I just keep having to remind myself it's okay. I'm in a season and that's okay. And for me, I'll talk about it a little bit later, but I mean, I've gained about 45 pounds in the last 3 months, and I eat better than I did prior to that. And I work out more than I did prior to that. So for me, that's where I'm at.
But you also have what you have a medical condition too.
Yeah, I have PCOS, and my
Mm-hmm.
Hashimoto's hypothyroidism is back in like full swing since I had my miscarriage. So that has been a journey. So
Yeah, and we should probably get into that a little bit because I don't completely understand what all that means. I know you have it, but I don't understand. And a lot of people listening, maybe they have it and maybe their friends
yeah,
don't understand like what that does, but I know that does impact weight loss. No matter what you try and eat and work out, it's still your body is literally um preventing you from losing weight, even you try your hardest.
yeah,
And I think people when they look at someone overweight are judgy in society that, oh, you should just, don't eat junk food, eat better. You know what? It's not always that easy. People have issues that do prevent them from losing weight.
oh yeah.
And I would say I am on GLP-1s. And once I started taking GLP-1s, which about a little over a year ago, because I'll talk about my journey in a minute, but I realized that my body is literally holding on to this weight. And it doesn't matter what I'm doing, working out, eating right, all of the good things we're supposed to do. My body's still holding on to this weight. I eat very well. I don't eat a lot. I never really have eaten a lot. Maybe one point I did, but it's literally holding on to the last, like 30 pounds I want to lose or whatever it is. It literally will not drop. And I've realized it's not my fault. It's my body. And so I would start this segment with saying, have grace for yourself if you're listening. You know what you do wrong, you know what you do right. And if your body's not cooperating, it's not your fault. If you're doing all the things right, and to give yourself a little grace and more self love, because let's think about. I mean, this is a big topic for all of us, and we think about it all the time. So yeah,
Yeah, no, and I agree. I think that it's a very personal topic too. Some people are very happy at them with themselves at a certain weight, and some people hate themselves at that same weight. Some people love, being thick and curvy, and some people want to be very slender and fit. And so this is a very personal thing. I don't think anyone can tell you, oh, you look great, you don't need to change. Like if you're feeling inside that you want to change, you can make those steps towards that. But at the same time, if your body's not participating, you also can't beat yourself up over it. Especially as we turn 30, 40, 50, like our bodies are changing, menopause
Yes.
and hormones. Hormones have such an effect on your weight. Um, and I mean, I know that it's frustrating. Like when a man goes on a diet and they just like drink a little bit more water and drink one less soda a day and they lose 30 pounds, and we're like,
So annoying.
what the heck?
So
Um,
annoying.
I know, but it seems to be the general consensus. So, it's one of those things that our bodies are just, they are our bodies. Women's bodies are, nobody like sits down and tells us, when you turn 35, this is what happens. And then when you're 40, this is what happens. And your hormones should look like this. Like nobody really knows what your hormones should actually look like. And I think it's because doctors don't really know. Like everyone is so different and everyone's bodies are so different. Um, so just give yourself grace as you're going through this, like, especially this episode, if you're thinking about things like you just have to, yeah, give yourself grace. Like not everything's going to be a home run for you. And that's something that I have definitely experienced in weight is like not everything is for everyone.
Correct. So yeah, I mean, both of us have struggled with weight our entire lives. Our entire lives. So I've never been the thin girl. I didn't gain weight overnight. I've always been the chubby girl. Always, always. I mean, but in saying that, I've always had high self-confidence. Um, so that's never been a problem for me. I believe in myself and all that, but I believe the weight, does have an impact on some things in my life, and I've kind of used it as a shield for some things in my life as well. Let me just share kind of the beginning. About 3 years ago, I was the heaviest I ever been, and then when I look back at pictures now, I don't remember being that heavy. I'm like, where's my chin? I mean, I still need to work on it, but like literally, and we're gonna have put some pictures show up of probably my heaviest. But the reason I made changes is I have high blood pressure. I was literally could not get it under control, even on medication. It was so high. And then I would drive and I would literally almost fall asleep. I would be at a stoplight and I would almost fall asleep. I would take naps all the time.
Yeah, you were at the point where you couldn't go on road trips by yourself.
I could not go on road trips by myself. And it was because of my weight, completely because of my weight. And I was like, and I had it was very high stress owning a business and all of the things we've talked about of owning a business. And I was not in a healthy spot. And I told myself, if you don't make changes in your life, you're not going to be here. You're not going to be here. So I made the decision to get weight loss surgery. I went to Tijuana and I got the sleeve, and I did that, and I came back from Tijuana and I lost, I think, 70 pounds, maybe 70, 80 pounds. And I never thought I had a food problem. I really didn't. I'm like, I've just been heavy my whole life. I don't have a food problem, blah, blah, blah. Well, okay, go get your stomach cutting 75% out, and then you can't really eat that much. And then you realize, it's a realization, our bodies don't need that much food. Our bodies do not need that much food to survive. We need food to be healthy, but it was such a realization for me that you don't need a whole big plate of food. We serve so much food in America. When you go to Europe, it's not like that. But then I realized I was eating too much because I didn't think I had, because I've never been a binge eater. I don't like hide and eat a bunch of food. I don't sit down and eat. I was just eating the wrong foods and then too much of it.
Well, and when you're around other people too that are normal weight or thin their whole lives, and you eat better than them, less than them, work
Yeah,
out more than them, you're like, I mean, I don't have a problem. I eat less than all my friends,
yeah,
you know? And your
correct.
body just holds it different, but like
It does.
you don't realize how much food you don't need because everyone else around you is eating the same things
Correct.
or more than you know? So, I mean, that weight loss surgery really did change your life. It was a
It
big
did.
decision.
It was, and I'm super scared of needles, and it was a big deal. And I remember in Mexico, those moments in life, I'm getting on the table, the surgery table, and it was like stainless steel table. I mean, it was like, I mean, I wasn't at a chop shop or anything like at Tijuana, but it was just very cold. And I'm like, what am I doing? what am I doing here? I can't believe I'm doing this because I'm so scared of going under
So why did you choose to do it in Mexico?
because it was cheaper and the doctor, I think I paid, I don't even remember what I paid. Do you remember what I paid? I don't know.
No, but
It was maybe like
I
$5,000.
was gonna say like five,
Five. And in the States
including the
it's like,
trip and
yeah, it States it's like 20 or 30. And so I oh my gosh. So I just that was just a funny time. So
it was just wild because like I feel like you make decisions quick
I do
and
make decisions quick.
you're
And
like,
I
I'm
just
going to
do it.
Mexico to get weight loss surgery. And we're like, wait, what?
And I don't do a lot of research. I'm just like, I don't overthink it. I'm like, this is what I'm doing it. And that's kind of what I did with my boob job that we can talk about. I didn't do a lot of research and then I went back to Tijuana. So, yeah, so I remember that story and that was, I lost my train of thought, but, oh, so let me just finish that story.
Yeah.
When I went under, my mom didn't even know. So I was with my friend. I'm not gonna say her name because she didn't want me to know. She didn't want anyone to know she went with me, but she got with surgery too, and she wanted it more undercover. I respect that. That's fine. I don't care. I tell anybody anything. And then my mom didn't even know what hospital I was at. I mean, neither did I. I was in the middle of Tijuana. Who knows where I was? And I was in. I did not wake up from anesthesia for like 7 hours. 7 hours. And my mom, she was on the Facebook support group, was freaking out, right? And finally, I remember that come to, like, I guess 8 hours later, and I was like calling my mom. I'm all like drugged out, you know. I'm like, like like slurred, and then the doctor like took the phone and he's like talking to her, and she's like calming down, but she literally thought she didn't know what to think because she didn't know where I was. I didn't give her any information. I just took off, and anyways, that was a
Your
wild
poor
story.
mom. Your
I
poor
know,
mom.
I know, she was freaking out, but
But
it was a
you
good
you
decision.
woke up.
I
You did
woke up
wake up.
finally. I was Sleeping Beauty in Tijuana.
Well, of all those years of bad sleep, your body probably hadn't slept like that in years.
Correct, correct. Yeah, because I do have sleep apnea, which was part of the reason I didn't wake up right away. So yeah, that was scary. That was pretty scary. But I would do it all over again. It did kind of kickstart my weight loss, and then from that, I started working out, and I've been working out religiously since then. It's over 3 years ago. 6 days a week, I do Pilates. I go lift weights. Still not where I need to be. And then about a year and a half into it, I was just stuck at it for a weight at a year, and then I started GLP-1s, and I lost another. I think like 40 pounds, maybe. I've lost like 130 total. Um, and I'm about 13 pounds from where I want to be. Like basically, I wanted to be under 200, so I'm at 213. And I'm okay saying that weight because I've always been around 200 pounds, like my almost since I was like 16. And I've gone a little low before, but like anything under 200, I'm okay. I'm 5'10". My BMI right now is 29%. So I mean, I'm on my way. I'm just, I got a boob job. Like I'm not scared to say that. I got a boob job 2 months ago. Back to Tijuana. Um, my mom knew my mom knew the doctor this time, and the doctor called her right after surgery. So this was a little different experience. So we didn't put her through trauma. And my boob job. That's a whole nother story. We can talk about that later. But
Well, and you have life insurance now too, so we're good.
yeah, before I left, if I died, I told my mom, well, mom, if I die, you're a millionaire, so it's okay. You'll be
Yeah,
okay.
you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Okay, so that's kind of like, I guess, my glow up story. Um, I still have goals. I haven't been able to work out in 7 weeks because of the surgery. So hopefully I'll be cleared in the next week or two. So yeah, so that's kind of my glow up, I guess we'll call it,
I love it.
story. I'm still glowing up. I still don't love my body. Work on that every day, but that's kind of that. So I don't know, kind of tell your story, Kaitlyn.
Well, for me, I again have been heavier my whole life. I think that I was a size 6. I mean, my junior prom dress is a size 16. My senior prom dress is a size 16. And
Yeah,
I wear a
yeah.
size 16 at, 39 years old. So for me, it's been up and down. I don't know if you ever heard of the HCG diet back in the day.
Yeah, yep, yep.
But that was the first time in my life that something that I actually lost weight. I remember a girlfriend of mine was doing like bikini competitions, like the strongman competitions. And she was like, you should join, you should do my coach and all of this. And I was like, I don't want to be in bikini competitions. I just want to lose weight. And she's like, I guarantee you, she's like, just do what I'm doing. Like, and so I joined the coach, and I mean, I was eating little things of like grilled chicken and sweet potatoes out of a plastic bag with like one packet of mustard, and my weight did not budge. I actually gained like 2 or 3 pounds of muscle, but like nothing else. And I remember that coach so distinctly saying to me, like, either you're lying to me or you have something wrong with you, because nobody gains weight on my program. And I was like, okay, I can either take this and like cry my eyes out because I actually really did do the program, or I can figure this out. So I went to the doctor and I told them something's wrong. And they were like, it's just calories in versus calories out. And I'm like,
No,
listen,
no,
at
no.
this point I was like 26, I want to say 27. I'm like, I have been active my whole life. I've been a dancer my whole life. I played lacrosse in high school. I was in the color guard. Like, I'm in all of these activities way more than most of my friends. I go to the gym to stay healthy for those activities. I can run a mile. I can lift heavy weights. Like, I am not losing weight. I'm actually gaining weight in my life. Like, what is wrong?
Yeah.
So they finally tested me. The doctor never even called me back to tell me that I had a thyroid issue. He just had the nurse call in a prescription. So that started kind of like a 10-year journey of like figuring this out, because I mean, my TSH, that's a number that the thyroid, that depicts your thyroid health. It should be as like between a 0 and a 2 is a little bit high. Mine was like, I think when they got it was like a 20. It was like super high. So this had been something that I had for a long time. I mean, my mom will joke around and say the first time that she was told to put me on a diet was like my 6-month checkup, because I was already way bigger than I should have been. And she's like, she drinks milk. I don't know what else to do.
Put her on a diet. She's 6 months old.
Right. My brothers were always super thin and fit. And she's
so
like, you ate
frustrating.
less than them. So I didn't know what to do for you. So, she always just raised me to be confident and to love my body. But at the same time, I'm 5'10" and a size 16. She grew up in a world in high school where she was 5'4" and a size 4 and had huge boobs and a little waist and was a cheerleader. So like now she's raising this girl who's giant compared to what she was in high school.
So just a little fact, like, because I'm 10 years older than you, I've
Uh-huh.
always been a good 12, 14 in high school. There wasn't a lot of plus size. I guess 12, 14 to me is not
Oh,
plus size. There was no, I had to like go in the JC Penney businesswoman section to like
yes.
buy clothes.
Yes. Okay, this is where my love of clothes started, because listen, I don't know if the words fashion bug rings a bell to anybody, but I would have to go.
That wasn't around.
I would have to go into the women's section of the fashion bug because I couldn't fit into the juniors.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never fit into juniors, FYI. Not
No.
even when I was 10.
No,
I've
I
always
think
been the
I went
bigger
right
girl.
from like kids extra large to women's mediums and then right to extra large. Like, I mean, I remember crying. I couldn't go to the mall with my friends. I hated going to the mall with my friends because they'd all be trying things on.
All my friends are skinny blonde cheerleaders. They're
Uh-huh.
all beautiful blondes and size frickin' 4. And I love them. They're beautiful creatures. But yeah, not me. Did not
Yep.
in fact, I have no memories of shopping with my girlfriends because it was a traumatic experience.
Yeah. I have one in the store, Deb. I don't know if anyone remembers that, but I bought the only thing I bought that day was because it
A
was on
bracelet?
sale and it was cheap. No, even better.
The
Even better.
bracelets don't fit. The bracelets don't fit.
I bought a little, probably size large, maybe a medium, would never have fit me ever, but I bought it anyway, pretending that it would. Like, everyone knew it wasn't going to fit, but a little like black G-string thong in high school, because I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to get some underwear. And that thing sat in my drawer for 3 years before I finally was like thrown out with the tags on it, but like all my friends had these bags and I bought nothing because nothing fit me the whole time. So I just bought that little thong and then I threw it out. And I think I bought it because it was like $3 and I thought I was cool. It looked like, and I remember one time my mom being like, "What is this? Is this a slingshot?" And I was like, but I never wore it because it didn't fit. But I bought it because I didn't want to be embarrassed. And like, I think that's part of the reason why when I found LuLaRoe, I loved it, is because women from extra small through 3XL would come out of the dressing room crying, being like, "Oh my God, I haven't felt beautiful like this in years." And like the amount of times I've cried in a dressing room, good Lord.
Oh my gosh. In fact, it must be now that you say that, I've never really tried things on because it is a terrible experience. In
Oh,
fact,
yeah.
yesterday, I'm going to Hawaii. So yesterday we were at TJ Maxx where I should not be, but I was there. And I found a swimsuit and I'm like, I hold it up to my mom. This will fit, right? She's like, oh yeah. And I'm like, should I try it on? And I'm like, no, 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 no. I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
take a risk because I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I am too. And like going on trips, anything, I don't try my clothes before I go because chances are I'm not going to love it when I'm there anyway. And so I'm just going to wear it. Um, have felt like that a lot of my life. Luckily, as I've gotten older, I've learned kind of how to dress for my body and all of that. And I do love LuLaRoe, and I feel like that has helped my confidence a lot. Um, but yeah, growing up like that is it's hard, and then learning like, okay, I do have something that is holding me back in the weight department, and then trying to find all those things. Like the HCG diet was like a miracle for me for a while, and then my doctor was like, listen, this is really messing up your hormones, like we gotta stop you. So I think the lowest that I have been in my adult life, I think I hit 205 in that period of my life, and that was the first time that people were telling me like, you're a little too skinny now. Like my mom was like, you got to slow down. Like you're getting, your face is like drawn in. And I was like, I love it. But at the same time, that is the most self-conscious I've been in my whole life, was when I was that skinny. It did not fix insecurity issues. It actually
No,
gave me more. And I think we've both talked about like, I was hiding behind my weight. Like boys didn't like me because of my weight, or like I was using it as an excuse, like as a shield, I think. And then when that shield went away and I couldn't use it, I like had to face some certain things that were like insecurities that had nothing to do with my weight. And I couldn't blame that anymore. And I think that honestly, I put on a little bit of weight after that because of, while dealing with that, because my security blanket was gone.
what with
Um,
that? I totally relate to that. Security blanket is weight. What do you think the insecurity was?
I don't know. I don't know if it just became my identity, or I think it was just that I blamed it for certain things. Like, oh, this guy doesn't like me because of my size, or it was easy to blame things on. And then when that guy still didn't like me and I was skinny, then, well, now is it my personality? Like it's me that's the problem. Like, so it wasn't the weight, or like just different things like that. I think but in the same step, I also learned that it wasn't my weight that was holding me back from things. Like it was my brain. It was myself
Yeah.
telling myself things, which, so as low insecurity as I was then, that was probably in 2015. Um, it only made me more secure the rest of my life, because now I know it doesn't matter whether, I think I was a size 12 then. Which for someone who's 5'10" and been a size 16 forever, Stacey, like a size 12 is like, holy heck, you're emaciated. Like you're so skinny at a size 12.
I'm a 12 right now. I'm a 12. I can
And
fit
it
into some
feels
10.
great.
Yeah, but I can tell you though, I still feel fat. And in some ways I still am. So, like, no, I mean, I am. Like I still, I don't, it'll be a constant struggle my whole life. Like I am a size 12, could fit into some 10s, which as a 5'10", that's great. Size large, I'm a size large. I'm never going to be like a small medium. It's just not going to happen. I'm just a bigger, framed girl. So large is good. It's just, trying to love yourself, and accepting where you are and accepting your body. And it's a daily struggle though. It's a daily struggle. Self-worth. I've had a lot of low self-worth, self-love. And so I read some, I can't remember some books, but I did read some self-love books. Like what is self-love? I didn't even really know, like, and it's really the way you talk to yourself. The thoughts in your mind of what you say when you look in the mirror. Um, I can look at myself right now and beat myself up on some things, but it's just like, like just trying to appreciate your love of gratitude for yourself and your body and where it's at. And and when you see someone overweight, it's not always their fault, like people are so judgy and dealing with it our whole lives. It's a mental
Yeah.
strain.
Or when you see someone who's just gained a lot of weight or lost a lot of weight, like even if it's quickly, like you don't it might not be their choice. Like it might be a medical thing. It might
Yeah.
be, something out of their control. And a lot of people, whether it's up in weight or down in weight, feel self-conscious and they don't need you looking at them judging them. They already are judging themselves. Like I
Yeah,
don't
they're
think
already fat or
anyone right, I don't think anyone you can love your body and also look in the mirror and say like I want to change or I wish I, you know, could go a little bit harder or I need to start working out or I need to eat healthier. Like you can love yourself and still want to change. I think even people that are radically pro their body, like Lizzo for example, she's losing a lot of weight,
yeah, she
and
looks good.
I think that that's okay. I think it's okay to say like, listen, I love myself at a size 26, but I need it to be healthier for what I do for a living. And I love myself at a size 16. And if I can get down to a 12, I would love to do that too. Like that's okay. We have to stop criticizing people for just loving themselves wherever they're at, but also wanting to be better. Like it drives me nuts when people are like, I thought she was, body positive and now she's losing weight. Well, that is body positive. Like being healthy is body positive.
Well, and Lizzo specifically, I mean, she's a beautiful woman, very talented. But she was unhealthy. She was unhealthy, and she knew it. And as a bigger girl, I didn't really, as what Lizzo was doing with promoting that size, that I didn't fully agree with it because it's not a healthy size. Size 26, 28, whatever, that's not healthy. Their lifestyle changes do need to happen. She may never get down to, a size 8 or whatever, and that's fine because I probably won't either. But promoting that is not healthy. Like it's more health than like what your weight is or your size. But like I talked about, I was not healthy and I knew it and I had to make changes. And everyone knows if they're not healthy, you have to go get your blood pressure checked. It's so important, especially there's so many people in my age group in the 50s right now dying. Like every day I feel like I hear someone dying,
I
heart
feel like
attack.
in the
I-
30s,
It's just,
40s too. It's wild.
and it's just, you got to make sure you're healthy, and that's the thing is health is wealth. If you don't have your health, look at Steve Jobs, billionaire, died of cancer. I mean, he wasn't overweight or anything, but like,
Right. Well, and that's the thing is like you can be unhealthy and skinny too.
yes, you
Like
can.
that there's a lot of people that I have a friend who jokes around that she's skinny fat. She's like, my insides suck, but I'm skinny,
Yeah.
but my insides
Yeah.
suck. She has high cholesterol. She's like, because I was naturally skinny, I didn't learn to eat in a way that was healthy. And now I'm paying for it as a 40-year-old because she's on all sorts of stuff. She's on this super strict diet now, trying to get off of pills and like, and she is so thin and beautiful. And from the outside, you would look and be like, she's the pinnacle of health. No, she's on more medications than I am,
Yeah.
and so I think I learned too recently. So I was on GLP-1s for the last year and a half before I got pregnant, and I had lost, I think, about 50 pounds. My first 9 months on them, I was on Ozempic, and I only lost like 15 pounds. And my doctor told me, like, listen, when your body needs that to live, like when you have so I have PCOS as well, which is insulin resistance and all of that. She's like, when your body needs those things, you're not going to lose weight as fast as someone who doesn't need those things. So you're going to lose, your body's going to do what it would do if it worked normally. Like you don't have extra help. Your body just works normal right now.
Right.
So then I kicked it up. I got on Manjaro. That one worked a little bit better for me. I was working out more. I was eating better. And then when I got pregnant, I had to come off of those. And I mean, I gained 25 pounds in 2 weeks when I came off of
Wow.
those. And my doctor said that's normal I was on a pretty high dosage. when you come off of them cold turkey like that, it's normal to gain that weight immediately. um, but when we were talking about, after the miscarriage, am I healthy enough to have a baby? I'm going to be 40. Like, that was a complete surprise. So if we're going to try again, I want it to be healthy for that. She said to me, listen, your blood work tells on you. It tells a lot of secrets, um, whether you're big or small. And she said, here's the thing, you got pregnant just fine. You carried the baby just fine. You actually miscarried perfectly, like, if that's a thing. The baby had a genetic disease. It was nothing that had to do with me or my weight. um, I had one doctor tell me I needed to lose 40 pounds before we tried again, and my current doctor was like, no, I don't agree with that. I think if you're eating properly and working out, you've been this size your whole life. You've been within 30 pounds of this your whole life. It's not like you were, 150 pounds and now you weigh this. Like, this is just what your body is. This is where your body functions. And she said, your blood pressure is amazing. Your cholesterol is amazing. Your blood work, besides your thyroid, is perfect. It's like optimal. She said, if I had to pick you out in a line, like, by looking at your blood work, if I had to look at a lineup of people, I probably wouldn't pick you. But that's just your
Right.
body, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But she said your blood work is amazing. So do it. And so you just never know. You have to make sure you're healthy and that your body is good. I'm gonna say I can't wait until we're done not trying to not try, because I want to get back on those GLP-1s as soon as possible, because
They are
that is
great.
the best I ever felt in my whole life. I don't care what anybody says about them. People say they're not healthy. I felt amazing.
I think they're good for your brain too, because they regulate they regulate something. I don't know what it is, but they definitely help regulate your moods, your emotions, in a good way, not in a bad way. Like, I just feel I'm not I'm not a very emotional person normally. Like, like emotional when I mean, like, I never got on my periods, I never got cried, or I wasn't that person, but my mood is just always good. Always good. Always good. Just very stable. Very stable.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like in all aspects, it I was more motivated. I had a lot of energy. And yes, I was losing weight, but at the same time, like, again, it was a mental difference. I was
Yes, it
sleeping
is.
better.
Yeah.
Um, it
There
just
there's so many good things coming out of it. I don't think I'll ever go off of them, to tell you the truth.
I mean, those 9 months where I barely lost any weight, I stayed on it and stayed the course because of how great I felt.
Yeah.
Like, it
Yeah.
wasn't even about the weight anymore. It was just like I didn't feel sick after I ate food anymore, or like, because of my insulin resistance, sometimes I can have a certain food, sometimes I can't. It just depends on the day, and you never know until you eat it. But like, sometimes I eat something and within 30 minutes I need to take a nap. I'm exhausted because my body's not processing it properly. That never happened on GLP-1s. Like, it was such a great thing. So if you are somebody that's on them, like, I'm all for that. But I'm also all for anything that can help you. Like, I have learned to not be judgy about what works for people. If it works for you, go for
Yep.
it. I
Absolutely.
um I get so turned off when I see people writing like, if you're on GLP-1s, I have something better for you. If it's working for them, let them stay. Like,
Mm-hmm.
let
Yeah.
them stay on it. If they're coming to you saying, I want to get off, can I try your thing? Cool. But don't ever, what does my husband say? Yuck on someone's yum. Have you ever heard that?
No, no, that
Don't
that
yuck
must be
on
a
somebody's yum.
that must be a Nashville thing, because
It's a
no.
Midwest. He's from the Midwest, so it could be a
Oh,
Midwestern thing. But don't yuck on someone's yum. If it's working, let them do it. I mean, hey, it is what it is. And I know that I always feel better about myself and love my body more when I know that I'm trying. Does that make sense? Do you ever feel that
yes.
way? Like, I can
Oh,
love
yeah.
myself more just knowing that I'm trying.
Yeah. Yep. It's a daily thing. I mean, we've been dealing with this our entire lives. And it's a struggle, and I know so many women are dealing with it and maybe don't talk about it. But I would say I've learned since the GLP-1s to love my body, like, to meet it where it's at, like, just to say it. It's like a realization. It wasn't my fault. It, like, part of some things were my fault. Like, take accountability. What you did wrong. I
Right.
wasn't working out. I was eating too much in portions. But once I fix that, it's not my fault. It's like my body processes food differently, and it's literally holding on. Like right now, there's no reason I shouldn't be thinner than I am, but my body is literally holding on to this fat. It's frustrating, but
Yeah.
it's not my fault. It's not my fault. It's just my body, and I think if you take those steps where you're, just give yourself grace and say, it's not my fault. It's just, it is what it is. We cannot change the physical makeup of our body if you're doing all the right things. And not everybody is going to, you know, have a perfect body. And, you know, that's never going to happen for me. I'm never going to have it. Like, when I went to Tijuana and I went to after the boob job, you go to what do you call it? Recovery center. They have a recovery center. And most people, when you go do this, they do the mommy makeover, which is the boob job, the tummy tuck, and some lipo. I just got the boob job. Like I wasn't ready for all of that because these women are walking around and they can't even stand up. And they're like, "You just got one surgery?" I'm like, "Yeah, just one surgery." But my point is I don't know if I could even do that surgery because it's so, oh my gosh, what they do. And they like, I just don't know if I could ever do that because I'm not striving for perfection. I'm not striving for a perfect body. I've never wore a bikini in my life. And I really like a bikini, like where you show your stomach. Like that's never happened. And I have no desire to ever wear one because I'm not chasing perfection. I have stretch marks from from
I
one
wear
being
one
fat.
with stretch marks.
Yeah, well,
I'm just
just
saying.
me. I don't. I've never worn one. I have stretch marks from being fat, and I have stretch marks from being pregnant. So those aren't going to go away. And you know, so it's like I'm not chasing perfection. I got a boob job for me. It was for me, no one else. Well, maybe my boyfriend too. No, no, but no, it was really for me. Just because I was 50. I lost a lot of weight. My boobs were never big, and then they got even smaller. And then I just wanted proportion. I didn't want you to look at me and be like, "Oh, she had a boob job." Like you really, when you look at me, you really don't. You wouldn't know I had a boob job because that's not the look I'm going for. I just wanted when I took off my bra that they didn't drop.
They didn't just go.
And yesterday when we were shopping, my mom said, "Oh, you could get this shirt, but oh, that sun is killing me. You could get that. You could get this shirt, but you have to wear a bra." I go, "I don't have to wear a bra." She's like, "Oh yeah." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't have to wear a bra because they stay up now."
Oh, that's amazing.
It is amazing. It is amazing. But I'm not chasing perfection. I'm just I'm just chasing healthy. All my blood work now, by the way, is all green, all
I
green.
love it.
And my blood work before the surgery was almost all red. Everything was in red. And that's what it's like, oh my gosh. So yeah, so everything's green now. I'm very healthy. I'm still striving to be healthier. And yeah,
I love it. And you have all the energy in the world now.
by the way, I haven't taken naps in a long time. I I take road trips all the time by myself now to go see Greg, and no problems. Like I wouldn't do it if I thought I couldn't do it because I don't want to
Yeah.
die.
Well, you don't even take naps like during the day. Like you're
No,
just,
no,
you wake
no.
up before the sun comes up and you're up all day.
I literally get about 5 hours of sleep, 5 to 6 hours. That's all my body needs. That is all. Like and it's not because I'm like I'll go to bed around 10:30, 11. I wake up at 5. And that's what my body needs. Everybody's body's different. My body needs about 5 hours. My boyfriend's body, okay, his body needs like 9 hours, 10. He can sleep
Well,
till
well,
9:30 in the
it's because
morning.
he's so tall.
You think that's what it is?
He's 6'9". There's a lot of sleep that needs to be had.
I'm like, how do you sleep so much?
Yeah, that's wild. That is wild.
Yeah.
But I mean, I need some sleep. My body definitely. I think after going to, I used to not need a lot of sleep, and then after I went to therapy for a while and kind of let go of some stuff, I have been a sleeper since, which is
Hmm.
interesting because I actually went to therapy because I couldn't sleep. Um, and then I've been sleeping a lot since. So it's been like about 5 years and I sleep a lot. But
That's what your body needs then.
I produce a lot of energy during the day. So I'm not sure if that does anything, but I think too, I think it's important to say though, too, Stacey, with your weight loss and all of that journey, you did do a lot of mental healing in all of that
Yes.
too. You did do a lot of that. And I think we both, through ups and downs, have realized that like our mental state and our self-worth and all of that didn't necessarily come from what we looked like. So talk a little bit about that.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, let's see. So I did do a lot of mental work of just things in the childhood that kept me down. I don't know how to say it like correctly right now, but yeah, like I worked
Just
with my
trauma, really.
yeah, just
Childhood trauma.
trauma. Trauma, and we'll talk about that in another episode, but um I've talked about my Reiki, and she's my life coach. I don't do anything without her. That's major. But she really brought up things that uh abandonment issues and things like that that really trigger a lot of things like with behaviors. So if you have earlyhood trauma, your behaviors sometimes come out that you didn't even realize what that was from trauma.
Speaking of chubby,
Oh, did Fatty just walk by?
he's in the room with you now.
Oh, he is. Oh, let me bring him on.
He just busted open that
He
door.
just came in. This is Fatty. And say hi, Fatty. This is our little Shih Tzu. He was supposed to be about 5 pounds. Yeah, he's about 20.
And his brother is perfect, and they both eat the same food.
My mom was
So,
just looking for him. Where is
talk
he?
about
Oh,
weight issues.
oh yeah, there you go. So yeah, he's we're talking about weight issues, and with like Fatty doesn't eat more than the skinny one, and he's got issues. Yeah. He needs GLP-1 for doggies. He does. And then here's the other one. Come here, Charlie. Oh, he's like, bring me Charlie. So here's the one. Here's Charlie. He's got a. he's got a. He's look at his eyes. So he eats the same as the other
dog.
one. Yeah, he's a little special. And look, he's a lot thinner. They eat the same thing. So we need Fatty to have GLP-1s.
I mean, it just goes to show. Just proves our point. It's not always your fault.
Yeah, it's not always your fault. There we go. We had a special guest today. We didn't know he was coming in, but he wanted to promote.
He literally just pawed on the door and just went, whoop,
yeah,
and opened
Fatty
it.
once said, yeah, so we call him Fatty. His name's Bandit, but I guess we shouldn't call him Fatty, but he is. He's a fatty, and he does need GLP-1s for dogs. But there you go. There's a perfect example. He eats the same as the little one, but his body just doesn't process the food correctly, so he's fat.
But why are animals so cute and babies so cute when they're fat, and then we hate ourselves as adults?
I know. That's so funny he came in because it's literally the same thing. One's skinny, one's fat, and they eat the same thing. They eat the same thing. I mean, literally.
And they're the same age, the same dog. Like
yeah, the same. It's crazy. But yeah. Anyways, I did do a lot of work on my mental traumas, and things I didn't even know I needed to work on, honestly. And once you start talking about it and release it, and release it, because in your energy, we're all human beings with energy, and we pick up each other's energy. And everything that happened to you when you were small, and nothing traumatic. What I'm referencing is my dad, committed suicide when I was 2, and a lot of that trauma throughout the whole life, you carry that energy when that happens to you. Even when you pick it up around you from your family, and you carry it with you, and it comes out in behaviors. So if you've had something happen, we will have a episode on suicide, but you don't even realize that's why I did those certain things, and then you release it and you let it go, and then you glow up. That's really the glow up, grow up. I think that we talk about is it's not just physical, glowing up. It's your mental and becoming the person you're supposed to be. And I literally went through so much pain release, I would say that's the real glow up for me, not the new boobs, but releasing past trauma is the glow up.
Oh, yeah. I was even going to say, with those 30 pounds your body is holding on to, I wonder if there's one more layer in there that you got to get through. I wonder if you got to get into that Reiki and ask her, is there something I'm not letting go of? Like, and just, because I feel like that does have a lot to do with it. I mean, for me, I did a class at church called Freedom, which is a lot of very similar, like digging in, figuring out,
Yeah.
what bothers you, what traumas you're carrying, what thing, like you do classes on, sexual assault, abuse, verbal abuse, like all of this stuff. And you realize like, oh, what that boyfriend said to me wasn't okay. Or, what that teacher said to me I'm still carrying in my heart. Like it's just
Yeah.
wild how like little things build up. And I remember going for my thyroid blood work right after that. Um and all of that was perfect. I had a new doctor at the time and he was like, "You don't have a thyroid problem." I'm like, but sir, I had a very bad thyroid problem that I had $40,000 in medical debt over because no one could figure out what it was and I was willing to go to anybody just to get fixed." Um and he was like, "Your numbers are perfect." And I had not been on medication because of COVID and insurance issues for about a year at that point. So that was crazy. I mean, that was such a miracle that I had been off thyroid medication from 2020 to 2025. So for 5 years my numbers were perfect and I was off medication. It wasn't until I got pregnant that my numbers were all messed up again and they said that that's normal and I actually have to go back this next week and see how my numbers are if I need to come off medication now that my body has been like had a couple months to regulate. But um I think that just our bodies, there's a book, I think it's called The Body Holds a Score. And our bodies do hold on to a lot of stuff, whether it's weight, um, autoimmune issues, like you got to let that stuff out. You have to talk about it. Um, and you'd be amazed how releasing your brain of certain things also releases your body of certain things, which is
And
really
yeah, and
cool.
I found when I was going through it, journaling, which I really don't like journaling, honestly, but because I don't, and then and then I have to rip it up because I don't want that to ever be found of what's in my head. But journaling at the time when I was going through it really did help to just get it out of your brain. So that's one thing I would recommend if you're going through it or you need some things to release, just journal it. And then I would rip it right up. Or if you're, that's me, but you could keep it and could go back a year later and see how much growth you've had. Hopefully you're like, wow,
Yeah,
wow.
I keep my journals. I like to
You
go
would.
back and read them.
I knew you would. I knew you would. I knew you would.
I have a whole
Not me.
a
I'm
whole
like, oh
drawer of
hell
them.
no. Oh hell no. That's not.
You're like, I'm done.
Bye.
No,
No,
I
I
like
don't
to
want
read
that
them.
found.
I
I
like to
bet
be
you
like,
do.
oh, God told me that I was going to marry this man 20 years ago. No, but I love that. I think too, something that I experienced that I didn't even know I needed to experience was actually I met my husband after a stint that I did on the keto diet, and I was feeling real good about myself because I lost 50 pounds and I was feeling great. But for me, again, with all of this, I go up and down quick. So, like 50 pounds will take, I don't know, three to 5 months to come off, and then 2 to 3 months to come back on. Um, and so that's just how my body is. It's everyone's like, there's no way. I'm like, no, every time it just happens. But I got married. I was probably 2 pounds more than I am right now when we got married at our wedding. And I don't know that I knew how much I needed that. Like I hate looking at my wedding photos because I hate that I how I look. But at the same time, like my heart and brain just loved that I got married at my heavy. I don't know why that really like resonated with me, but I was like that my body has
Because
nothing to do with
you were
love.
putting your self worth on weight. You're putting your self
Yeah.
worth on the weight.
Yeah, not
And I
like
think a lot of women do.
yeah, and it was like one of those things where I was just like, even my mom on in conversations, I feel like sometimes our moms are our biggest fans, but also our biggest critics. And I remember my mom saying, like, don't you want to go on a diet before you get married? Like, give it a few months. And I was
Thanks,
like,
mom. Thanks, mom.
cool. But also, but also our moms grew up in a different time too. Like,
Yes, yes.
and when I was a kid, size 2 was pushing overweight. But, Britney Spears at 16 was the example for 30-year-old women, and it just is wild. But I remember thinking like, no, I just want to get married. Like, I don't want to wait months just to lose weight. Um, so that was one of the reasons why we had a quick wedding. And then we were going to wait a year to have a big wedding was because I wanted to lose weight for a big wedding. But I just wanted to be married. I didn't want my weight to hold me back from getting married. Um, and then after we got married, I
That's
realized
crazy.
like I didn't
That's
need that.
crazy. You don't need that's crazy.
Like, I don't need
You're
to
putting
wait
your
a
weight
year.
you're putting your weight in front again. It's not
Yeah,
it's not
and you but, like, you don't realize you do it until you realize you do it, like, until after it was over, so
or you're like, if I just lose 10 more pounds, I'll be happy. No, just be happy now. Just be happy
right,
now.
because I guarantee in 10 more pounds, you're still not gonna be happy.
You're not gonna be
Like,
happy.
if you're not happy now,
You're
your
definitely
weight
not.
literally doesn't change anything except for maybe a little bit more confidence, but that unhappiness and that insecurity is still deep inside your heart. It has
Correct.
nothing to do with your weight. Um, you got to figure that out. And if you can learn to love yourself at your worst, whether
Mhm.
that be mentally, physically, like, I don't care what you consider your worst is, you have to learn to love yourself there, because you're going to hit those points in your life. Like, and I think that as women, we quickly learn, we're very vain over certain things. And
Yes.
sometimes God has a funny way of showing us, if you're vain over your hair, well, I hope your hair doesn't thin and fall out one day. If you're
Yeah.
vain over, Botox or whatever, I hope you don't get an allergy to, like, there's a funny way that God sometimes shows us what we're being vain over. And you got to love yourself either way. Like, there is so much that changes in a woman's body from 20 to 60 that you got to love yourself in every stage of that.
And your body is amazing. It creates babies. It gives you life. It gives you love. It gives you like joy. And we just need
Yeah.
to love ourselves.
Yes. Did you know that men, fun fact, real quick, but men can't hold babies on their hips? I watched a whole TikTok montage of this.
Really?
Yeah, where women just throw the baby on their hips
Yeah.
and they go. Men, their bodies don't pop out like that. Like their hip, they don't,
Right.
they can't, the baby slides down. Like, it was
Because
the
their damn
funniest
hips are
video.
so, yeah, because they don't have curvy hips.
Right. But like, women's bodies are so amazing. It's
Yep.
amazing.
At any
Like, they can
size.
do so much. Um, so if you're listening, no matter what size you are right now, I just hope that you are feeling proud of yourself, inspired to get to the best version of yourself, but also, if you are not loving who you are right now, just in this body, in this mental state, in this, physical, mental way, I just want to challenge you to love yourself now. Figure out what that
Yep.
is that's holding you back.
And make a
Um,
plan.
and make a plan and just take one step towards it. Cause like I said a little bit earlier, like, I can be my heaviest weight, but if I'm working out and eating somewhat correctly, I still can love myself because I'm trying, and I think sometimes, Stace, what you were saying, it's not your fault. Like, I think sometimes we get into that place where nothing changes anyway. I can go to the gym, I can eat right, and nothing's going to change. So I'm just not going to do it because it's less disappointing. You feel less rejected, you feel less disappointed, but then you get to a point where you're like out of control now, because what you didn't realize was those little things were like maintaining you. Even though you weren't losing weight, you were still maintaining. Um so I think it's important just to get on that, just take one step, even if it's going for a walk or, committing to going to the gym once a week to start. I know that we all live busy lives, and I mean, my biggest thing is finding time. It's not even the drive, it's the time. So I understand where everyone's at with that. Um, but Stacey, what's one tip that you have to get into the gym to really just start?
I just put it in your schedule. It's a non-negotiable. That's why I do it right when I wake up. I get up, I go to the gym. It's my me time, and just find your me time. You owe it to yourself every day to have an hour of me time, whether it's Pilates, whether it's a walk, whether it's going to lift weights. Just you have to give yourself 1 hour me time every day. And I think you just put it in your schedule. Just that's it. It's a non-negotiable. And for some people, it may not mornings may not work, but find that hour in your day that is just for you and do that. That's my advice.
I love that. This conversation today has been super powerful, and I mean, we could talk about this topic for
Hours.
hours. This is something that we're super passionate about and really have lived. So sorry if this episode is a little bit longer, but we appreciate you guys. I hope that today reminded you that you are just so much more than your body. And that changing your body might feel empowering, but healing your mind and your heart is where that true freedom lives.
Yeah, so we want to know what's going on. What's one thing you're learning to love about your body? DMS, post us in the lounge. Tell us what you're working on, maybe a goal. Let's rally around each other. and support each other through your glow up.
Yeah, and if you haven't joined the lounge already, that is our Facebook group where thousands of women are just participating, hanging out, and supporting each other that we love. Uh, and we share some behind the scenes content. We support each other, and we actually go live in there from time to time. So we'd love to have you over there too.
Yeah, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, share this episode with a friend, as we know all of us struggle with body images. We love you, and we'll see you next week.
And next week is a doozy of a topic. So we'll see you later.
Bye.